So easy peasy there. How the heck are you guys? My name is Fastidious. Welcome to my channel and welcome to day 19 in the free-to-play series. What a video do I have in store for y'all today. We have a full and I believe very comprehensive guide on how to defeat GR1 stages 13, 14, and with a little help, 15. That's right, we've made huge progress in the Volca missions. I really see Volca in our sights. She's coming sooner rather than later, mark my words. And a big way we were able to get that progress was by making this push in GR1. So let's just hop into it. This is gonna be a nice guide. Hopefully it's really helpful to you guys in progressing in GR1. Let's hop on in.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
Alrighty guys, day 19, and what a video do we have in store for yuz today. Crazy progress. Let's not bury the lead. Let's go straight to the hero's path. We are about to finish stage 17. I haven't attempted this chapter, Expert Campaign 4, but I'm very, very confident we can do it. I'll quickly just show you our BP far exceeds this 228 where we're at nowadays. So you can see with only the 6 heroes, we're all the way up to 200. So looking pretty good. And a lot of those heroes weren't even fully geared because I moved all my best gear over to GR1 for this special guide today. So guys, GR1, we finally, I mean, you saw here, we're at the very end of chapter 7. If you've been keeping up with the channel, keeping up with the free-to-play series, you know for a few days we were stuck on clear GR1 stage 15. We finally did it. So this is gonna be a guide on how to farm GR1. As you can see, we're farming 14. I can't farm 15. The way I did it in the end was bringing a friend support unit. So for anyone who doesn't know, you go to assist unit, you'll see your friends units here, and I borrowed actually a Hatsit. So a marksman, and then my other big AoE, as you guys know, in terms of range damage is Nyx. So you might hear you need mages. Well, we don't have mages, AoE mages. So in the end, we brought AoE in the form of marksman. So if you have mages, I think probably it will be easier, but that was the solution for us. Okay, so I'm gonna do 14 here. Let's turn off Power of Dominance. But this obviously will still work for 13. And shout out to, I can't throw everyone's comments up and stuff like that, but so many of you pointed out that little tiny tips I needed on the first attempt I made when we did the first attempt of stage 13, like live on video. I did figure it out myself pretty easily, but these tips you guys gave me were essential for helping me beat stage 14. So I will shout them out as we encounter them in there, but the main things were just better placement of Lightlock and better placement of Vortex and not bringing Baron because Baron was our unit that was getting healed by Lightlock, but he kept putting a shield up, so he kept not needing to get healed, and that really stymied our damage. Okay, I also want to quickly shout out, so there's no haters in the comment before we get into this, it is day 19. As you can see, we have 17 minutes and 10 seconds left. Let me show you here on the daily sign-in. So this is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Usually, you guys know I do film right after the day turns over or a couple hours after, but a total of 19 days signed in. I wanted to make sure we were on top of this because I think officially I can confidently say we will get Volca within 30 days, within a month. I'm gonna shout out and say we will get her within 28 days, so within 4 weeks. And I'm even gonna throw it out there. I think there's an outside chance we get her a lot sooner than that. We have done a lot of the big accomplishments. We're gonna get to the guide in 1 second, guys, but we're in Platinum 1, cruising to our way in Platinum 2. For the Tide, we've already done on day 19 up to 58. We only need to go up to 55 from my understanding. And the last big hurdles are these stage 15s in the gear raid. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hopefully we nail it on our first try here. Let's make sure, yeah, Power of Dominance is off. So what am I bringing? Ein is only here for Lord. Then I need 1 melee unit. So for us, that's gonna be Arrogance, but any defender would work too. Arrogance just helps us get out a little extra damage. So this is gonna be our 1 melee unit we use to get healed by Light Lock. This will all make sense once you see it. Then I need a second melee unit I'm gonna throw down once, if they do break through that first wall already, which I think they probably will. Then I need a main healer, healing all my other non-melee units, so in this case, non-arrogance units. So there's the one light lock heals, and then there's the one that heals everyone else. Then I need my one DPS, my one good AoE DPS, that's gonna be Nyx. Then I need a second AoE DPS, so that's Cratch. He's not very good. Then I'm bringing Mari as a debuffer. She does the freeze, she does the slow, but she also brings piercing damage and magic damage vulnerability, which helps a lot. Then we have a buffer, so that's gonna be Autumn. So she does a crit rate and crit damage buff. We are gonna use her on Light Lock. So she'll be on the other part of the screen. And then finally, I just need some more damage. So I brought single target burst magic damage in the form of Amani. That should help take down the boss. So you can see 317 BP, not that crazy. Above the suggestion at least. And I have moved gear around to try to make this the best team I could get together. So very first thing I'm gonna do is put down my main melee unit, so that's gonna be Arrogance. I'm gonna put him in this row, so maybe he has a chance. This is the lane the boss uses, so maybe he's gonna have a chance to stop the boss. Then immediately I'm gonna put Light Lock, so shout out to the first tip you guys gave me. Actually, the first tip is you guys told me to put him in this lane to help block the boss, so good on ya. Then I'm gonna put Light Lock in the middle lane, so when we do pick up Arrogance and we put down Regulus over here, we'll have a unit now along the second wall getting healed by Light Lock, so we keep putting out as much AoE damage as possible. And then I'm gonna put down Autumn. So Autumn, I'm just gonna hide her in the corner here, and she's gonna be there just to buff Light Lock, who then, when he heals Arrogance, will get bigger and bigger splash damage. Next, I will put my best AoE defender here, so that's gonna be Nyx. Excellent. We can trigger Autumn. Hopefully we just nail this on the first try. If I cut, you will understand why. It is very hard. So there's Amani. Now we will, excuse me, we can tuck Amani in over here. You can see we're starting to put out some nice damage. These guys are really pesky. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Okay, now we're gonna do Mari. I'm gonna hide her over here. Mari, there's a good chance she dies. She's in like straight up attack speed and rage regen gear. So not the greatest for us, but you can see we're melting this wave away. Okay, so now for the big move. So this is the third shout out, but probably the most important one. I'm gonna go over here and point Vortex down. Actually, let me put him here. So he's not healing Arrogance, so Arrogance is getting as much healing from Light Lock as possible, so minimizing the amount of time he could ever be full. And if you do use Vortex, it's really important because Vortex shields when they go over max health. And we don't want shields. We want him getting healed as much as possible. So here you go. The boss is finally starting to come down, and we're at 28. We have one more unit to place. We'll put Cratch right here when the time comes. And you can see we're not bringing Narvi or Dallin. That wasn't something I could afford to do. So there's Cratch. He can kind of cover that back lane. The one person we have to worry about now is Mari. That if she dies, if they get through, but hopefully we get the shields lined up with Vortex. Okay, I think we can 2x this now. So looking pretty good. The shield is, the wall's coming down, but we're at almost halfway. Okay, let's throw a shield up from Vortex. It's gonna be a close call, but hopefully we make it. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Let's just get ready, triggering everything as much as we possibly can. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. We're over halfway and the wall is just about to fall. And Mari's lining up. You see Vortex is taking a lot of damage. All right, let's do a quick freeze with Mari. Okay, so Arrogance is blocking the boss, it looks like, so that's really good. Once the boss is taken care of, we're gonna pick Arrogance up and put Leo down. So let's focus. Let's actually 1x this so I don't mess up. Quick, quick, guys. Come on, don't let him get his dragon cough off. Okay, he's down. So pick up Arrogance. Now we're gonna put Leo down here. So again, Leo is now the only one in range. Another reason why we pointed Vortex this way. So he's the only one in range getting healed by Light Lock. Of course, you might be saying Autumn is in range, but Autumn's tucked away in the corner, not taking any damage, so it's not a problem. All right, so I think we certainly will make it. We're still over halfway. Now we're almost over 60. Let's just focus on getting all this stuff down. And I will say I will also pick up Cratch once Arrogance revives. Oh yeah, so we're definitely gonna make it, folks. We're back in the 70s. Trigger, 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 trigger. And we did it. Beautiful. So power dominance off. That is how we finally beat stage 14. will they keep the screen up for me so I can explain some things? Unfortunately, they won't. So that wasn't my shortest clearance, as you can see. That's because I've done it with power of dominance now, so that's faster. You know what? Let's run it with power dominance, and I'll explain what you should do to beat stage 15, what I did when I brought in Hatsit. And then what I suggest, I probably should have updated that because that was a very efficient run. Let's see, attack percentage bonus? No. I love this set, guys, plus 25% attack. So yeah, and I will also suggest who you can bring in terms of better options than the way we kind of squeaked by it. So let's do a quick auto run here. Oh, power dominance was off. What a waste. Oh no, it's on. Okay, they will be able to do it. Okay, great. So the main thing is Nyx actually wasn't my best AoE damage dealer when I beat it on 15. My Nyx, I'll show you guys the stats in a second, but she is at I think about 12k attack with not that much crit damage, maybe like 30% crit, and then I don't know what for crit damage, we'll see together. I found a Hatsit with maybe only like 11k attack, but I'm assuming, well, Hatsit probably is just overall a stronger champion than Nyx for sure. But also maybe had better crit and crit damage. I didn't get to see those stats from my friend support. You see we're melting the waves now with power of dominance up. So what I would suggest is you put your best AoE here and then your second best AoE here. You see we didn't really have that option so much. And then you can see actually in this version, once I got the power of dominance up, I used Autumn to buff everyone else, so slightly different. Here's Osiren. He's not even wearing gear right now, but we should be A-okay. But the main things, I just want to show you guys the tiles. So I'd put your best AoE here, your second best AoE here. Mari, I do think is really important, and I would tuck her into this corner. And then you certainly do not need Arrogance, but I do think putting Light Lock in this middle square is really, really smart because then you can eventually drop a unit back here if you ever need. So easy peasy there. If you have any specific questions, hit me up on Discord or let me know in the comments. I know this was kind of bang, bang, boom, but I have 9 minutes left and I want to be sure to get this out for day, oh, look at that, the same set. Not very good subs. This one has HP percentage at least. Yeah, I want to get it out before it became the start of day 20, just because I don't want any haters in the comments. Okay, so let's very quickly look at the gear I had on those guys. So my best damage dealing gear was on Light Lock. I tried to pump attack as much as possible, and then I next focused crit rate and crit damage. So I could have gotten attack higher, but I needed some amount of crit rate and crit damage. So you can see 36.5%, 27.5%, and his damage, his attack was up to 13.6k, I believe. I'll then quickly just show you Autumn. So for Autumn, I just went for Rage Regen, so we're at 41% there, while also focusing some attack, which was a mistake, but that's just because I used her in other content and she needs attack for her heals. But you could very easily benefit in a big way by just putting a Rage Regen main stat on this. So let's just quickly show you what that would look like. It's honestly what I should have done, but I was rushing to get this out on time. So this would be good with good attack speed too. So there your Rage Regen goes up to 87%. So the reason that's so important is because we don't care so much about her heal, and we don't care about her attack-based heal at all for this fight, because she doesn't need a heal Light Lock and she's not touching anyone else. But if we go here, so she grants crit damage increase once you skill her up, which you certainly should do. It's 800 costs, and it's a 60% increase. That's pretty crazy. And then this should just be part of the ultimate. Whenever the ultimate is live, you also get a crit rate increase, which is 30%. Again, you really should skill this up. She's a rare, no reason not to do it. But look, it goes all the way up from 10% to 30%. You get a 20% bonus here. So that's why we can kind of get away with Light Lock being at only like a third crit. This brings him up to like 2/3 crit, right? So he'll be at 66.5 when that is live. So that helps a lot. Our next best damage dealing gear was on Nyx. So like I said, we were a bit over 12k attack, half crit rate, so 50%, and no crit damage. So not great gear, guys. You can get it done. Light Lock is pretty cracked. For anyone that doesn't know, we're taking advantage of this skill on his ultimate. Deals magic damage equal to 70% attack to their surrounding enemies. Once you awaken him, this goes up to 120%. So that's pretty awesome. And he isn't fully skilled up, but the thing you would want to skill up is this here, Light of Cohesion. Again, if you get him Awaken 3, which I fuse copies to do, you get 7 stacks instead of the basic 5. But I have it at 12% because I've had 2 skill ups land. But if you have full skill ups and the 7 stacks, you're looking at 15 times 7. So as long as he keeps healing the same target, that's why we're making sure he focuses that one melee unit. So arrogance, you get 105% increase in attack. That won't get lost because you won't change targets unless you do end up picking up arrogance and putting down like Regulus, like what we did, or putting down another melee unit. So that was light lock. Our next best gear was on arrogance. I had no crit to speak of at this point because my gear is really bad. So we just pumped attack as high as possible. Quite easy to do on arrogance because he has super duper high base attack. But you can see here, just attack bonus all around the board, even hunting for some flat attacks when we could. I think that basically covers it. And then Amani, a touch of crit rate. She does get a self buff on crit rate when she's deployed. Good crit damage, or at least for my account, and very bad attack. Not very high at all. So we're talking about 9,500 attack. I think that basically covers it. Crash, random gear. He's only 5 stars, so not so much base attack to work with. But what does this come out to? About 7k attack. Not the greatest. Mari, we're just pumping attack speed as high as possible, and then going for some rage regen. So here you can see our rage regen is up at 53%. Looking pretty good. I think that covers almost all our heroes. Vortex, any healer, like I said, will do. Literally anyone will do. Just Vortex is who we chose. It really doesn't matter. He's just our best guy. Just pumping HP because that's what he's based on. If you bring an attack-based healer, pump attack. But I'd say like someone like Vortex or Mid-On is probably best for this fight just because they're tanky, because they're HP-based. I love HP-based healers. I think that was all the units. Ein, we didn't use him, but you can see like a nothing build. He was just there as a lord. That covers it, folks. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, get in those comments. Let's chat about it. And I don't know what's to come in the storyline, but I do know that we're about to get this bomb artifact, which I'm really excited about. And look how amazing this artifact will be for the new faction, right? We have the Chaos Dominion coming, who are better when their health is low. And this artifact, you get a crit damage increase to 12% when HP drops below 50%. That's doubled to 24%. Of course, this will, as you promote it, I'm sure this goes up a bit. But this Ragnarok artifact is going to be goated for the Chaos Dominion champions. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Vladov, but I know he's a fighter. So this will be class appropriate. Hopefully we got something great over the weekend. I don't know if we're gonna have to do Gear Raid 2 and Gear Raid 3. Gear Raid 3 is my one concern that could stymie our really quick progress getting Volca. I think everything else, we're just set. I think we can plow through it like in the next few days. Gear Raid 2, I'll just show you. We have stage 14 on full farm. I haven't tried stage 15 yet, but I think if I could maybe I can find a Sadie in support units, or at least I can find, I don't know, someone special, maybe a Captain Reeves, someone with some tankiness and some damage. I think maybe we could do this already. I'm pretty sure if we do a re-gear. And then stage Gear Raid 3, I have not pushed in a long time, so we're stuck at 11. So again, I don't know if we have to clear stage 15 for Gear Raid 2 and 3. I'm assuming we do, the same way we had to do for Gear Raid 1. So this is the kind of thing where I'll have to look out and borrow like a Silas or a Razok or something, because we're really hurting in the marksman department. And maybe if we get hard stuck, we'll pull a Lunaria this weekend, who knows, and that would help us in a really big way. Those are the only things I could see tripping us up. I don't know if you have to do artifact material raid 15, that could be a nuisance, but with re-gearing and stuff, I think we probably could push it. Maybe we'll have to borrow someone's like Salazar or Abomination or something, but I think we could probably do it. And then I guess a good moment to point out, guys, 100% you can use friend units to clear the missions. It doesn't say anything about that there. So you see we got 2 minutes left in day 19. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm really happy I got it out right at the finish line. And I would say definitely stay tuned, because this is kind of crazy. The progress is happening, and yeah, I'm calling my shot now. There's no way we don't get Volca within a month. Cool. And you know, we're gonna have a big boon to the account, because in just 1 minute, we're gonna rank #1 in Mystery of Artifacts. 5 more summons, baby. But we're gonna get Lost Legacy starting in just 1 minute, which will be Gear Raid 1, so we can get into Gear Raid 114, and we can really see a search this account, because as you might have noticed, almost no one has a single mythic weapon or breastplate. Very, 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 very few to speak of. Okay, I think that's a great point to end. We have 1 minute and 8 seconds left in day 19. I've been Fastidious. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. Please consider getting in the comments. Throw a like on the video if you enjoyed this. Without anything else to say, I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.